Good Friday morning, everybody. Welcome to day 6 of our Walking for Weight Loss journey. Decided to switch it up a little bit today. 71 degrees. I think it was 66% humidity. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. And we're going to have a nice relaxing walk today. Are you ready? Let's do it. Gonna bring you back to the year of 2020. The year we would all love to forget ever happened. I was a package car driver working for a very popular company, and we were delivering packages to your home because nobody would leave their homes because of fear, because of, you know, that C word. So, our company, we were working 12 to 14-hour days. Seriously, people? Not cool. Not cool. And my travel time to and from work was 2 hours. So, it was the end of 2020. And I've noticed my neck really hurt. It's pretty achy. Times it was really painful. I had also come down with a sinus infection, tested negative, those stupid tests we had to take, but it was just a sinus infection. Cleared it up with some antibiotics, no big deal. Which brings us to the end of January, early February, and I tell my doctor that I am still in pain. I had tingling down my left arm, and it was totally interfering with work. It's such a nice breeze today. Wow. So different than the last, 5 days? Wow. So beautiful up here. It's so breezy. Oh, what a beautiful day. Oh my God, you guys. Can you see? Look at the trees. There's so much wind. This just makes me happy. So he had called me a couple of days later and said it looked like I had some compression in my cervical spine, and he was going to send me to physical therapy to see if that would help me at all. So I went through 6 weeks of physical therapy, and honestly, it hurt. It hurt a lot. I left there crying. After about 3 weeks, I called the doctor back and I let him know that I didn't think physical therapy was helping. In fact, I think it was hurting, but I was willing to stick it out. And before I knew it, the 6 weeks was over and I was still in the same exact amount of pain. So that's when he sent me to see a specialist. And of course, he wanted to have his own x rays taken. He came into the room and he was like, Gina, you have a bad neck. I was like, what do you mean I have a bad neck? Up to this point, I really had never had too much wrong with me. I was pretty healthy. You guys ever think you hear something when you're alone in the woods, but then you just realize it's the water? I just scared the crap out of myself. Mhm. Just scared up that bird. That's a big one. Is that an osprey? I think it's an osprey. Wow. Must have been fishing for breakfast. Somebody told me that this trail goes all around the lake. I think that would be a beautiful walk. So we came into the room and said, you need surgery. You need a multi level cervical fusion. And I said, are you positive? And he said, yes. I've been doing this for 27 years. And your neck will not get better on its own. It'll just get worse. And you'll really wish that you had had the surgery. So in June of 2021, I went in and I had this surgery done. Huh. Do we go left or do we go right? I'm going to go with right because it's still along the lake. Oh, look at this. I mean, I'm all one for having a fire, but when you leave this, this is not okay, you guys. It's not okay. Pack out what you pack in. It's not hard. That's just laziness. Nobody likes laziness. Are you joking? Look at this crap. Look at this crap. And over, look at this. It's all it's all by the water. All of it. Can you see all that in there? Unless somebody fishing. Yeah, the recovery was hard. I was on some pretty heavy narcotics right after the surgery. I was terrified of taking them. I come from a long line of alcoholics and family members, generations before me addicted to drugs, and I did not want that for myself. It was bad enough I was addicted to smoking. I had the first checkup. The x-rays indicated things were looking okay. I was wearing my neck brace all the time when I was awake, when I was sleeping. Went back again, had the stitches taken out. And then about 3 to 4 months after the stitches were out, I went back to see the doctor, did some more x-rays, still wasn't healed. He told me I needed to keep wearing the neck brace even while sleeping, and still no driving. By this time, short-term disability ran out, and I was now entering long-term disability. Guess I am working up quite a sweat already, huh? I see the shine. All right, so, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even lift anything heavier than a gallon of water. Wasn't allowed to really lift up anything. And that was really tough for me. From being so active to just being sedentary. Having to ask everybody for help. At the time, my dog was alive, so I couldn't walk her. And the guilt, the guilt, that was a lot. That was really a lot. She didn't deserve to be all cooped up in the house, But there we were. My best friend laying beside me in bed. Sorry. It's just been 6 weeks. It's been 6 weeks since we had to put her down. Yeah, that broke me. Clearly still can't talk about it without coming to tears. Oh, damn it. I loved her with all my heart. But anyways, next. So we go back in, get more x-rays. Still not healed. Still in a lot of pain. Out of my mind. I'm just absolutely stir crazy. Not used to just sitting around, laying around, having people do all the heavy lifting, if you will. I'd been out of work for so long that I lost my job. I, was on short term, long term, and then all of it ran out. I lost my job on SSDI. Couldn't afford food. Had to get help, the EBT help. I am getting enough money to pay my rent and to have, I think, maybe $100 left over every month. So, doesn't pay for the internet, doesn't pay for my phone service, doesn't pay for copays for the doctor, doesn't pay for electricity. It's been pretty challenging. I had to get creative. I started to sell some items on eBay. to get rods placed to secure the fusion area. That didn't take. And the crappy insurance that I had from the state denied it. The surgery, denied the surgery. So, what is it? I appealed it. I put in an appeal. And then I got the surgery approved. But it was only for like 6 weeks. The approval date was only good for like 6 weeks. So I called the surgeon's office and I said, look, we won the appeal. I sent them in a letter of approval. And she said to me, Gina, you're not going to believe this, but he's going to be out of the office. He's going on a vacation. He's not even going to be in the country. Like, really? That's my luck. I asked if there was another surgeon in the office who could possibly perform the surgery. She said no. She said the soonest I can get you in was like 7 months. 8 months? Was it 8 months? Might have been 7. Should always go with the first thing, right? So it was probably like 7 months out. I said, all right, let's book it. I got dropped. Well, what was it? Mass Health, right? No. Yeah. So I put it in. She put it in. And they found out, the insurance company found out that I was smoking, because on the forms you gotta put in, it's a question they ask. Stupid me, or maybe not stupid, I don't know, debatable. Said, yep, I smoke. So the insurance company denied the surgery. After I had gone through like pre-surgery stuff, you go see the anesthesiologist and do the heart stuff and all the other crap they make you do. So they said, you need to quit smoking and you need to be nicotine free for 6 weeks. I said, okay, that's what I'll do, because I've been in excruciating pain. Couldn't be in a car longer than 10 minutes. Couldn't drive because it hurt so bad to turn, left or right. All right. Just ran into some people with a dog. Always got to stop and say hi to dogs, because if not, are you even a good human? I don't know. So anyways, I went back to my PCP, new one, because of insurance change, and I told them what was going on. I said, I have to quit smoking. Not only do I have to, but I want to. It was so expensive, guys. I don't know where you live, but like a pack of cigarettes was like $10 and change. It was a lot. And I was not a light smoker. So they gave me some patches, lozenges. The lozenges are absolutely nasty. And the patches, they made me itch. I was so itchy. And I had horrible nightmares. But you know what? I was not smoking. Not only was I not smoking, I didn't even want to smoke. I had no desire. I was in so much pain, needed the surgery done. They told me they probably would have to cut off a limb so you could get your surgery. I probably would have said yes. Go ahead and be done with that. So then our now president got into office. He did whatever he did. And they told me because I was on Medicaid that I was getting kicked off of Mass Health. And I was getting a lot of really good stuff with Mass Health. It was a big help. So not only did I get kicked off Mass Health, I had to get a whole new insurance company. So I got a new insurance company. They looked into my files and said, you need to quit smoking. And I came back with, I don't smoke. I quit smoking. It's all documented in my medical charts. And they said, we have no way of knowing unless you go and get a test. I had no idea they were nicotine tests. Do you guys know that? I had no idea. When I called the lady, when I called the reception, she said, that's a thing? And I said, yes. That's what my insurance is telling me. Hold on. There's people coming and this is so awkward. So I go to my primary's office and I pee in a cup and I pass the nicotine test. Months later, I get back to see the surgeon and he looks at the back of my neck because that's how he's going to put the rods in, and he finds a cyst and it's full of whatever it's full of, and it's in the spot where he would make the incision. He says all the stuff that's inside the cyst would probably drain inside of my neck if he were to nick it, and that would cause infection, and that would not be a good thing for me. Now I'm waiting to hear from a plastic surgeon to make an appointment for a consult so he can look at the cyst, decide whatever he needs to do, not just cut it out the same day. Sorry. That's anywho how. That's what I'm waiting on now. So it's been a ridiculously long, frustrating process. So that's a little bit of the story. I'm sure I forgot a few things. And I just want to thank you for taking the time out of your day and listening to me and watching my videos. And I'll see you all on the next video.